Hi Joshers, and welcome to another episode of JEEZEEbox. Today we're going to be talking about Iron Man 2, a complete follow-up to the first Iron Man movie. If you watch the after credits scene at the end of The Incredible Hulk, you'll see that Tony Stark actually approaches the general who's hunting the Hulk throughout the movie. We're dealing with Iron Man he's doing a little bit more reversion versus moving forward. So instead of moving, forward and continuing to build up, he's starting to get sick from the arc reactor in his chest, and so he's needing to figure out a new way to deal with that. Nick Fury ends up supplying options there, along with Phil Coulson and Black Widow both showing up in this one. So in this movie, Nick Fury presents Tony with what his father, Howard Stark, had been working on, which was the development of a new element, which is actually exactly what Tony needs. He's able to find a new energy source. Meanwhile, more sins from the past come to haunt him. As it turns out, his dad, Howard Stark, had screwed over the father of this character, who ends up revealing himself as Whiplash, and is actually contacted and contracted by Armie Hammer, who's kind of like a rival of Tony Stark's. He sees himself as more of a rival than Iron Man actually does. I do believe that he is supposed to be back in the Armor Wars series. This is also Don Cheadle's first appearance in the MCU as War Machine, and we actually get to see him suit up, even though for a second he's fighting against Iron Man. By the end of it, they team up and they're fighting back to back. Super cool fight. Great story. Samuel L. Jackson pops up here and there, and he does a really great job. Plus, you've got Robert Downey Jr. really leaning into kind of the foundation, I think, for what makes him such a successful choice as Iron Man, and that's that he actually had his own problems with addiction, etc., in his own personal past. So he's able to channel that into literally being Tony Stark. Black Widow's absolutely phenomenal. Jon Favreau is back in this one as Happy Hogan, Iron Man's bodyguard. Kind of a useless title. He takes out one guy while Black Widow takes out like 8 at the same time. The race track fight is really cool, where we first see Whiplash with his energy whips, and we've got Iron Man with his suitcase like that he puts on. Pretty cool. I would call this a definitely watch. It's one of my favorites of the Iron Mans. I think all the Iron Mans, everybody loves them. There's no real complaints. But I really like this one because of the fact that he's kind of leaning into his darkness a little bit and having to cope with that. And why dress like you when you can wear me?
Thank you.